morning to you too, Mr. Cloud. Gee, this is exactly what I want to see in the mornings. Maybe that one's a little bit better. Rainbow. See? Rainbow. This rope system over here is what I call a sheet tiller steering setup. It's kind of an old-fashioned way of setting the steering, which is, instead of using electronic autopilots or anything like that, I simply run this rope here, goes up to the boom, the mainsail, through a pulley block on, and just clean it onto my tiller, which is counterbalanced by the bungee cord. And it actually keeps course. I've had better luck with this than I've had with the electronic systems, those electronic auto tillers or tiller pilots, whatever you call them. I'd be adjusting the course on those things every 5 to 10 minutes. Whereas I've gone for 3 days with this, no need to adjust it. I mean, we've got gusty, squally conditions here, and it's holding course just fine. And all this heel angle is well I'm hove too, so I'm gonna stay hove too and kind of just wait this one out a bit, I think. It's definitely blowing. Okay, this is going to carry on for a while, so I'm going to try to sail upwind into it a little bit, just sailing on jib alone, leaving the mainsail down. Hopefully that'll get me out of this storm system a little bit earlier. Because if you go upwind into it, you're going the opposite direction of the storm, so it'll pass quicker, in theory. That's coming straight at me. And it is thick as shit. The only thing worse than getting your ass kicked is knowing you're about to get your ass kicked. Woo! Looks like that next wave is about to hit. It seems like the rain is just coming in waves. Lots of them. I do see blue behind this one again, and also behind that blue I see more black. This is going to continue for a while. I'm just have to wait it out, and as soon as I get a good blow, I am going to have to sprint for it, because I've still got over 3,000 miles to go before I reach Vancouver. And it looks like I'm starting to come into the beginning of the northern hemisphere storm season for that Hawaii region. So I've really got to make a move soon. As soon as I get the chance, I got to make that move north. Get away from me. Get away from these tropical storms before they start to get bad, start turning into hurricanes. Definitely don't want that. new deckhand. Picked him up last night. Guess I might take a quick moment to talk about what happened with GPS today. Basically, I was just hanging out inside, as you do when it gets hot. And also just, you know, regularly throughout the day, you check the position, make sure everything's running right. And no, the screen was black on the GPS, it wasn't working. You know, try to switch a couple times, okay, it's got no power to it, no problem. There's a lot of people have criticized me saying that I'm stupid to just use these electronic GPS units. I have to use a paper chart and all these other traditional things. But the thing is, those people don't know how or understand the basics of electronic repair. They always say, oh, but electrons fail, electrons fail, electrons fail. It's a marine environment, there's a lot of salt there. The electronics do fail, however, they're not exactly difficult to fix either. So I did, okay? Things go wrong, I've got my backups. I've got my GPS on the phone that does not require any signal from the phone lines. It works purely off the GPS system. It runs through my Garmin as well. It's the same account. Works great. I've tested it offshore, no problem. So the first thing I do, obviously, I turn that on. So I have it fixed on my position. That's not a big deal. I've also got all the roster charts sitting on my computer, and my radio does give me lat and longs, so I can always log my position off of that as well. So that's not a problem. So I've got my fix on my position, we're okay, still sailing. Okay, now I'm gonna look at the unit. All I had to do really, just got on my multimeter. It's very simple test equipment, vital to have if you have any electronic stuff. Just get that out. I check the voltage down at the power bar. And then I check the voltage up at the unit. And I noticed I had 12 volts down at the power bar and 7 volts at the unit. So that's what, a 5 volt drop, which is pretty significant. That means there's a lot of resistance in the wire in between somewhat. So I just use the multimeter, work my way back to each connection, and find out where it jumps back up to 12 volts. And somewhere in between where I have the 7 volt and the 12 volt, that's where I know the break in the line is. And I showed a little video of this, when you look on the outside of the wire, there's a lot of that green powdery stuff that's oxidized copper. That's what it does. So I just cut that section of the line out, rejoin it, and now I've got full 12 volts up at the unit, and it's working just fine, no problems. The trick with that stuff, you just don't panic about it. You acknowledge that's happened, and you just prepare it. So if you're going to go out sailing too, it certainly does pay off to at least have a bit of knowledge, do a bit of research, a bit of knowledge on basic 12 volt electronics. Because everything on this boat runs on 12 volt electrics, including my fridge. So if you have a basic understanding of how electronics work, and maintenance and repair of electronics, you're never going to have too many problems. Like, yeah, okay, things are going to go wrong, but you're always going to be able to repair it. So then that little issue is not I'm not radioing in to the mayday, it's just, oh, I've got a little issue, okay, let's fix it. Right now it is really light winds. Light winds suck. Kind of gusty. The waves actually get more weather helm up. It's slow when it's light wind. It's not enough wind to counter it. Maybe I should put the whisker pole on. And we have power! As with all things electrical, it's always something really simple. Check your wires, check your connections. I've passed halfway. Yeah, approximately 5,000 mile journey. It's day 30 something or other, not too sure what. I have done more than just over 2,500 nautical miles. So I have 2,500 nautical miles left to go. And yeah, it's been a pretty good trip so far. So cheers to another good safe second half of the journey. Fair winds, fair seas, hopefully make it a little bit quicker. Cheers! I got him! Ooh, dust. The lunch is going to be pan-seared mahi-mahi fillets. Lots of. I've got that in, what was it, pineapple juice, a few herbs and some salt. I just saw on the hand line this time. The other day the fish that I caught, I did no gloves and I gave myself a good cut in the finger from the line. So I decided this time I'm using some leather gloves. I don't cut my fingers open. Turned out to be a good idea.